And Nigeria has joined the rest of the world to celebrate the World Human Rights Day, but that celebration has been marred by allegations of human rights abuses against the Nigerian army. The army and the government have denied all the accusation, but here in Lagos, some activists and lawyers have been talking about the relevance of the day to the country's judicial system and Nigeria's society as a whole. Oyin Adekunle has the rest of the details.
Human Rights Day is observed annually across the world on 10th December every year. In the face of the conflict in the northeastern part of Nigeria, global human rights group Amnesty International has constantly been on the neck of the federal government and security operatives, accusing them of aiding human rights violation in the region. But the government has constantly denied the claims, and the group has called on ICC to investigate the atrocities of both Boko Haram and the farmers' herders' crisis in the country.
Amnesty International, to me, is a hugely respected body, and they should have nothing particular against Nigeria or against the present administration of Nigeria. They are on the field, is what they see, that I believe they say.
Aside from the concerns in the northeast operations, Ogunlana also highlights cases of unlawful detentions and continued harassment of citizens by security operatives.
I consider the present administration as an abuser of human rights. As a government, as a body, there are many ready examples. The notorious one, like El Zakzaki, Dasuki, and the treatment of the IPOB people in the leadership. Not to talk of the daily incidences of brutalization, arrest and detention of people by security forces and agencies.
The president of the Women Arise for Change initiative, Joe Dumakin, however, believes the country is making steady progress in the fight.
As we speak, in terms of insurgency, the government has been doing a lot, but we still have a lot more to be done. No one has a right to take anyone's life. So in protecting lives and property, we see that life has become brutish, hellish, shortish. Boko Haram keeps violating rights, taking people's rights. People are burnt. You also see the question of the herdsmen. You see that life has become shortish, hellish, and brutish. Life has become so cheap and worthless. If we must respect fundamental human rights, government should not allow the refusal for court orders to be obeyed, to negate fundamental human rights.
Odumakin believes domestic violence is also one of the widespread form of human rights violation, which should also be addressed in every society.
Domestic violence is still on the increase, but I think the ability for us to create massive awareness will have courts, family courts, that try this form of violence.
Complacency on the part of the Nigerian people and poverty has also been named as the probable causes for the prevalent cases of rights violation in the country.
The Nigerian citizens ought to wake up to challenge this by way of protest, by way of struggle, by way of saying we own this land together, and refusing to be complacent, and refusing to go to any mountain and depending on do ex machina, the intervention of the gods. There is no God anywhere going to intervene for you when you refuse to do the right thing.
The clamor for the respect and protection of rights should be a collective responsibility. Collective responsibility in that we have to play our own parts. As parents, play our own parts. As teachers, as institutions, media. I'm sure when we begin to play our own parts, when we have synergy, then we're going to do a lot more.
In his address to mark the Human Rights Day, Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai has assured Nigerians and the international community of the Army's commitment to the respect of human rights. He says the military is willing to do its part to spread awareness and support for human rights every day. Oyi Adekunle, TV 360, Nigeria.